To all, today my lecture is on gel permeation chromatography. Introduction. This is the newest form of the liquid chromatographic procedures, and it is also known as the size exclusion chromatography. Now, depending upon whether it is used for water insoluble or water soluble substances, it is referred to as gel permeation or gel filtration chromatography, respectively. Now, the word size exclusion chromatography is used when it is particularly applicable to high molecular weight species. Let us see the basic principles of gel permeation chromatographies. The packings used for size exclusion chromatography consists of small silica polymer particles of about 10 micrometer in size, containing a network of uniform pores. Into these pores are solvent and solvent molecules uh, are capable of diffusing. While in the pores, molecules are effectively trapped and are removed from the path of the mobile phase. Now, the average residence time in the pores of the particles depends upon the effective size of the analyte molecules. Molecules that are larger than the average pore size of the packings, they are immediately excluded, and they spend essentially no retention time inside the column. Such species are eluted first. Molecules which have diameters significantly smaller than the pores, they penetrate throughout the pore maze and are thus entrapped for the greatest number of time. These are the last to be eluded. Between these two extremes, the large molecules and small molecules, are the intermediate size molecules whose average penetration into the uh, pores of the packing depends upon their diameters. Now, within this group, fractionation occurs. Now, this fractionation is directly related to molecular size and to some extent to shape of the molecules. Now, size exclusion separations differ from other procedures in the respect that here there is no interaction taking place between the analytes and the stationary phase. No chemical or physical interaction takes place, and every effort is made to avoid such interactions because these interactions leads to impaired column efficiencies. Now, two types of packings are generally used for size exclusion chromatography: organic gels and silica based particles. The latter have the advantages of greater rigidity, which leads to easier packing, greater stability, which permits the use of a wider range of solvents, including water, more rapid equilibration with new solvents, and stability at higher temperatures. Disadvantages of the latter are their tendency to retain solutes by adsorption and their potential for catalyzing the degradation of the molecules of the solute. Most early size exclusion chromatography was carried out on cross-linked divinyl benzene copolymers with the absence of sulfonic acid groups. Now, the pore size of these polymers was controlled by the cross-linking, and hence the relative amount of divinyl benzene present during the manufacture. As a consequence, polymeric packings having several different average pore size are available. Originally, styrene divinyl benzene gels were hydrophobic in nature and thus could only be used with non-aqueous mobile phases. Now, however, hydrophilic gels are available, making possible the use of aqueous solvents for the separation of large water-soluble molecules such as sugars. These hydrophilic gels are sulfonated divinyl benzenes or polyacrylamides. Porous glass and silica particles having average pore size ranging from 40 angstroms to 2500 angstroms are available. Now, in order to reduce adsorption, the surface of these particles are often modified by reaction with organic substituents. Let us see the theory involved in the procedure of gel permeation chromatography, also known as size exclusion chromatography. Now, suppose the total volume of a column packed with a porous polymer or silica gel is given by the following expression 1. Vt is equal to Vg plus Vi plus V0, where Vt is the total volume, Vg is the volume occupied by the solid matrix of the gel, Vi is the volume of the solvent held in its pores, and V0 is the free volume outside the gel particles. Assuming that there is no mixing or diffusion, V0 also represents the theoretical volume of solvent required to transport through the column those components which are too large to enter the pores of the gel. In fact, some mixing does occur and diffusion is bound to occur. As a consequence, the non-retained components appears in a curve with a concentration maximum at V0. For components which are small enough to enter freely into the pores of the gel, band maxima will appear at the end of the column at an eluent volume corresponding to Vi plus V0. Now generally Vi, V0 and Vg are of the same order of magnitude. Thus the gel column permits separation of the larger molecules of a sample from the small with a minimum amount of eluate. Now molecules of intermediate size are able to transfer into some fraction which can be represented by K of the solvent held in the pores. The elution volume VE for these retained molecules will then be given by the equation 2. VE is equal to V0 plus KVI. Now equation 2 applies to all of the solutes on the column. For molecules too large to enter the gel pores, K will be equal to 0 and VE is equal to V0. For molecules that can enter the pores unhindered, K is equal to 1 and VE is equal to V0 plus Vi. Now, in deriving equation 2, assumption was made that no interaction such as adsorption occurs between the solute molecules and the gel surfaces. With adsorption, the amount of interstitially held solute will increase. With small molecules, K will then be greater than unity. Equation 2 will then be rearranged to K is equal to V minus V0 upon Vi is equal to Cs upon Cm given the equation 3. Now here K is the distribution coefficient for the solute. Values of K will range from 0 for totally excluded large molecules to unity for small molecules. The distribution coefficient is a valuable parameter for comparing data from different packings. Here, the useful molecular weight for a size exclusion packing is shown by means of a calibration curve as shown in the figure. Here molecular weight which is directly related to the size of the solute molecules is plotted against retention volume VR, where VR is the product of the retention time and the volumetric flow rate. Now the exclusion limit defines the molecular weight of a species beyond which no retention occurs. All species having greater molecular weight than the exclusion limit are so large that they are not retained and elute together to give peak A in the chromatogram shown in the figure 1 part B. Now the permeation limit is the molecular weight below which the solute molecules can penetrate into the pores completely. All molecules below this molecular weight are so small that they elute as the single band labeled D in the figure part B. As molecular weights decrease from the exclusion limit solute, molecules spend more and more time on the average in the particle pores and thus move progressively more slowly. It is in the selective permeation range that fractionation occurs, yielding peaks B and C. Thank you.